Homeland Security.
She seems nuts.
It's so lazy to just constantly make fun of women for how they look.
South Park sets fire to ice, and somehow the government still can't resist taking the bait from a cartoon. The most powerful office in the world melts down while Mr. Mackey trades school counseling for immigration raids with ICE, the agency infamous for deportations and over-the-top crackdowns. And Kristi Noem, her tough reputation got shredded faster than her approval ratings.
But we could use more men like you in the position on this side.
Whoa! What the fuck?
So, South Park just dropped season 27, episode 2, and let me tell you, this one went straight for the jugular. The setup is classic South Park chaos. Mr. Perfect Mackey, the poor school counselor who's been dealing with those kids since the Clinton era, suddenly finds himself unemployed because of budget cuts. One minute he's warning kids that drugs are bad, the next he's packing up his office because apparently school counselors are a luxury expense. Now Mackey's broke, desperate, and looking for work. And where does he land? ICE. Because apparently, when society leaves you in the dust, there's always one government agency desperate enough to take you in. And South Park just skewers ICE like never before. The recruitment video they play for Mackey isn't just funny, it's basically a parody of every late-night infomercial you've ever seen. We'll hire literally anyone, and they mean it. The standards are so low, you could walk in wearing a Cheeto-stained t-shirt, and they'd hand you a badge.
Makes you want to work for immigration enforcement.
You see, I got a nut.
All right, you're hired. Take this to the next station for...
Once Mackey joins up, though, the humor gets darker. South Park shows ICE raids like they're a Disneyland attraction. Officers giving instructions like ride operators. Keep your hands inside the vehicle while detaining brown people. It's horrifying and hilarious at the same time, and that's where South Park nails it. They make you laugh, and then you realize you're laughing at something that's actually terrifying in real life. That balance is what makes the show bite so hard.
Oh God! Okay.
And then comes the wild card Kristi Noem. South Park doesn't tiptoe here. They throw her right into the ICE training videos as if she's their poster child. And instead of making subtle digs, they crank the dial all the way up. And of course, they targeted the ugliest skeleton she's been dragging around for decades. The puppy story. The one she bizarrely thought would make her look tough and fearless. She wrote about shooting her dog in her memoir like it was some kind of badge of honor, as if killing your own puppy is the kind of character-building anecdote America wanted.
Noem was in on the joke. She and ICE used the show as a recruitment push on social media, but it was fun until it wasn't.
Who does that? And South Park didn't even need to exaggerate. They animated it almost word for word. A cartoon Kristi Noem delivering a lecture to recruits about how real leadership means sometimes putting a bullet in your puppy's head. It's horrifying, but it's also absurdly funny in the dark South Park way.
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security.
She seems nuts. Okay, very pretty.
A few years ago, I had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face. Because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard.
Whoa!
Now we'll ask the...
But South Park wasn't finished. The dog angle was devastating enough, but then they layered in the visuals. They animated her face melting like a wax statue under hot lights. It was grotesque and hilarious at the same time. And Kristi's reaction made it 10 times worse. She called it sexist. She said it was petty. She claimed they couldn't touch her record, so they attacked her looks instead. But here's the problem. Once you start yelling about a cartoon being unfair, you've already lost the argument. Nobody takes you seriously when you're complaining about being bullied by 4 animated kids. The internet doesn't rally to your defense. They laugh harder.
You. Because detaining and questioning people is never easy.
Oh God!
And that's where the tough governor brand crumbled. If you really are as rugged and unshakable as you claim, you shrug it off. Instead, Kristi looked rattled, defensive, and brittle. The kind of politician who can face down Democrats in Congress, but collapses when Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators, draw her melting face. That's not toughness. That's fragility with cowboy boots on.
It's so lazy to just constantly make fun of women for how they look. If they wanted to criticize my job, go ahead and do that, but clearly they can't. They just pick something petty like that.
And this is why satire is kryptonite for political strongmen. They rely on fear, respect, and authority. But once people start laughing, the aura collapses. Humor shatters it instantly. History shows this. And that's exactly what happened here. Christie wasn't debated, she wasn't critiqued, she was laughed at.
But I actually was a little surprised that was her reaction because she's tough. I mean, she's taken criticism forever, and I don't actually look at it as a woman issue. I just look at it as they're just making fun of everybody. I mean.
And once laughter becomes the dominant frame, you can't climb back out. You can win an argument, you can spin bad headlines, you can't spin a running joke. Trump still rages about Alec Baldwin's impression on SNL because he knows laughter cuts deeper than criticism. Christie now knows that pain too. She's not Kristi Noem, rising conservative star. She's Kristi Noem, the melting cartoon governor who shoots dogs, and that's what triggered her the most, the mockery.
Out of all the things they sort of accused her of in the way that they're running ICE, she actually picked up on how they depicted her physically, sort of showing her face melting and all this stuff. And that's where she was like, come on, give me a break.
And if you think South Park's reach stops at individual politicians, just look at ICE. The actual government agency is trying to use South Park's edgy reputation to recruit young people and cut off age restrictions. Yes, someone in DHS thought quoting a cartoon that openly mocks authority would make ICE look cool to Gen Z.
Now, there is now no age limit for Americans to become ICE law enforcement agents in the U.S. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announced today that age caps for new applicants will be waived, allowing...
It is a corporate cringe of the highest order, and it backfired spectacularly. Instead of making the agency look modern and relatable, it made them look desperate. South Park didn't even have to mock them. The attempt mocked itself. But the youth culture shaped by satire sees right through it. If your entire generation grew up watching South Park rip institutions apart, no amount of money makes your ads convincing. Satire poisoned the brand so thoroughly that ICE can't even buy back credibility.
Incentives for applicants. Some include a $50,000 signing bonus, a student loan repayment and forgiveness, and enhanced retirement benefits.
And that's the bigger picture. South Park isn't just a cartoon anymore, it's a weaponized media empire. Those bonus clips they drop on Twitter, they're precision strikes. They're designed to dominate conversation, spread like wildfire, and funnel outrage into viewership. Gen Z doesn't sit down for cable news. They scroll TikTok, they scroll Twitter, and South Park has mastered that battlefield.
Funny, and so I think they won't have a problem supporting them in this case.
Right, and it, as he said, #1 show on streaming. I mean, it'd be pretty hard to find an excuse to get rid of that one, even if you were looking for it. But that merger did just work.
Every time a politician rages, it's free marketing. Every time Kristi Noem calls it sexist, Paramount cashes in. Chaos isn't a side effect, it's the business model. They've turned satire into both a cultural wrecking ball and a corporate goldmine. They break reputations and rake in profit. It's ruthless and brilliant. They are showing mercy to no one.
Today, right? And it's gotten so much attention because of all this, right? It took a whole lot to actually get to where we are right now.
Ridicule doesn't care about toughness. Ridicule finds the cracks, pries them open, and leaves you exposed. Every time she tries to move past it, the memes drag her back. Every campaign stop, every future interview, someone will bring it up. The South Park clip will keep circulating.
You know, Paramount recently canceled big-name Trump critic Stephen Colbert's show. So what about South Park? Well, today I asked the company's new CEO, David Ellison, if South Park's scathing Trump criticism is a problem for the company. Ellison indicated, no, it's not. He praised the show's creators. He told me he's been a fan of the show for decades.
And in politics, perception is everything. If your brand is destroyed, your career is over. South Park knows this. That's why they don't just mock whoever trending. They strike when the weakness is visible, when the scandal is raw, when the public is already suspicious. They take the wound and make it unforgettable. That's the bomb. It's not just laughter, it's permanent branding, and they got the audience they know really well.
Particularly tough on this administration. It feels like once these guys kind of landed their contract and they felt safe enough to not be sued,
And that's why this episode landed like a bomb. It wasn't satire with a safety net. It wasn't just poking fun, it was dragging real scandals and real policies into the light and shredding them with humor. And when the White House can't stop reacting to a cartoon, that says more about US politics than any cable news monologue ever could. South Park doesn't just sting, it draws blood. And in season 27, episode 2, they prove they've still got plenty of bite left.